Alright guys, welcome back. This is Bad Senator. So, we are finishing our House predictions. We're starting with Nebraska. So Nebraska, the 1st and 3rd districts are safe for the Republican Party. The 2nd district is toss-up though. Don Bacon is the current representative out of that district. And it's competitive because, well, it's a pretty urban area. That's his Omaha right here. And urban areas are where the GOP is not doing too well in as of late. And then you see Don Bacon barely underperformed the president in this district as well. So that probably doesn't bode well for him. However, Democrats may have blown this race when they nominated that resistance Democrat challenger instead of the establishment one. I think that, she has a lesser chance of winning because she is more on the liberal side of things, and while the other representative was more on the moderate side of things. I think that the Democrat they didn't nominate would have had a better chance of winning, but the one they did nominate could still win too. Now let's go to Nevada, excuse me. So we have 4 districts here. The 3rd district is the one that's most competitive. That's Jackie Rosen's seat. She retired. However, the Republicans here did not get the candidate they wanted. They got a perennial candidate, not the state senator, which they would have liked to have. And I think that puts it in lean Democrat territory, even though it did vote for Trump narrowly. In the 4th district, you've kind of a similar scenario, but this is actually Clinton won this district by, I think 4 points. Let me verify that. Yeah, she won it by 4 points. I think that's likely Democrat because of that. New Hampshire, the 1st district is toss-up. So this is Carol Shea Porter's seat. She retired, and you have a state senator running here who is who has made inroads in areas that Hillary Clinton won before. And I think that state senator could be very competitive in this race. I think this race is toss-up. An open seat in the Trump district, even a blue wave year. Well, not a blue wave year, I don't want to say that, but a Democrat-favored year. You're still a toss-up in that scenario. New Jersey, we have a lot of interesting calls here. So let's start in the 5th district. The 5th district, you have Paul Gronheimer, the Blue Dog Democrat. He might be at risk if he wasn't such a moderate. I think he's moderate Blue Dog. I think he's going to win here. He's likely to win. The 11th and 2nd districts, these are just traditional Republican strongholds, but Hillary Clinton came very, very close to winning these districts in 2016. And these are the same areas like educated suburban districts where Republicans aren't doing so well in special elections and such. So I think that both of these races, combined with well-funded Democrat opponents, are both leaning to flip from Republican to Democrat. And then the 4th and 3rd district here, these districts are probably safe, but I put them as likely because this is New Jersey, and these are areas where Republicans are not doing so hot right now. So let's go to New Mexico. This is Steve Pierce's district. Oh my goodness. In the 2nd district, which is, again, it's near the border, and there's a lot of Latino population here. So I think that's what makes this race competitive. Larry Sabato has it as likely, but I think it's leaning because of the energy we've been seeing along the minority groups, especially because it's near the Trump's border wall. That's not going to help the Republican here, I bet. In New York, you have a lot of interesting races here. There are 2 districts on each island in the state, one on Long Island here and one on Staten Island. I think these districts are both likely, again, because, these are traditional Republican strongholds. And the main mistake I see a lot of pundits think is they think Staten Island's really urban, because, if it's urban, then the Democrats have a good chance of winning there because they are performing well in urban areas. Staten Island is not really urban. I've been there before. It's nothing like Manhattan. It's kind of like this, like a suburb area. It's like 100 miles. It should be 100 miles away from New York City. And that's what kind of Staten Island's like. And I think because of that, it's not really urban. I think that's why Lee Zeldin has a chance there, or a good chance, likely chance to get reelected. Excuse me, that's not Lee Zeldin, that's Daniel Donovan. And on Staten Island, that's a traditional Republican stronghold. I don't really see it flipping, especially because he won it by so much. In the 18th district, you have Sean Patrick Maloney. Sean Patrick Maloney, if he does run for this district, is going to be safe blue. However, he's running for Attorney General. It is unclear at this moment if he's going to run for both seats or just one of them. And if he doesn't run for this New York 18 seat, Trump won this district by 1 point, and that could be a competitive election. So I decided to put this in between the two ratings I'd give it. If Maloney does run, it'd be safe, and if Maloney does not run, it'd be lean Democrat. And then we have these districts up here, John Faso and Claudia Tenney. So these districts, you have very locally and nationally disgraced, I guess, congressmen in upstate New York. New York's a very blue state, and the Democrat energy we have against these opponents is what's putting them in the toss-up category. Final one's the 24th district. John Katko should be fine, but Clinton won his district, and you can never be sure in this environment. Let's go to North Carolina. So we have 3 districts here. We have the 9th and the 13th. These are all adjacent to Charlotte. Charlotte, a lot of minorities there, and that's what's putting these races in the toss-up category. Also in the 9th district, you have the incumbent Republican getting ousted in his own primary by a more conservative person. So I think we're going to put that in toss-up. In the 8th district, you have a similar thing, although this is a much more Republican district than the 9th or the 11th. So we're going to put that in likely, just in case a minority wave of turnout sweeps the people out of office there. North Dakota, that seat is safe. In Ohio, we have 4 districts. Steve Chabot, this is not Cleveland, Cincinnati right here. Cincinnati again, urban area. Republicans not doing so hot in these urban areas as of lately. But this is Steve Chabot, and he won this by 18 points last time, and I think he will win it again this time. In the 12th district, this is the open seat. This is the special election that's going to be taking place in August. A new poll came out showing that Troy Balderson's up by 9 points here, and while he doesn't have 50%, he has 48% in the poll. That's not good for Danny O'Connor. And I think with the Democrats' lead on the generic congressional ballot decreasing a little bit, I think we'll see the races lean Republican for now, but it could become toss-up before too long. These 2 districts right here are traditional strongholds for the GOP, the 7th and the 14th districts. You have both people here winning by landslides in 2016. However, they have very well-funded Democrat opponents, each of them. And because this is Trump-Obama country up here, there's the Trump voters kind of being an unknown. Put those races in likely GOP column. Oklahoma, everyone's safe. Oregon, everyone's also safe. People in the 4th district don't know how to pump their own gas, but that's beside the point. This is Pennsylvania. This is the state that got redistricted because it had gerrymandered district boundaries. And that puts a lot of Republican seats in play. I think the 6th and 5th districts down here in southern Pennsylvania are already lost causes for the Republicans to hold them. We currently have Republican congressmen, but they got redistricted into Democrat strongholds, and there's really no chance they can hold them. In the 8th district, this is Pat Cartwright's seat. I'm putting this as lean Democrat for now. A lot of pundits have this as likely, but this district was won by Trump by 9 points, and Pat Cartwright has a very well-funded Republican challenger. And I think that in the growing era of partisanship in America, we are seeing that race going to be competitive. Conversely, in the 7th district, this open seat I think is going to go to the Democrats because it's in kind of that area where Democrats usually perform well in Pennsylvania. It's an open seat. Hillary Clinton won here. I see it leaning in the Democrats' favor. In the 1st district, Brian Fitzpatrick. That's a very competitive seat right here, Bucks County. It's a very swing area, and in a blue wave year, it's going to be competitive. The 17th district is also a toss-up. Here you have Keith Rothfuss, the current congressman, who is a good fit for his district, facing against Connor Lamb, who is also a better fit for his district. He improved Trump's margins in the 14th district by like 20 points, so I think that that's probably safe. Not safe. The 14th is safe because Connor Lamb is running in the 17th, not the 14th, and this is Trump plus 30 here. I think that one is safe to flip from Democrat to Republican because there's no really a Democrat that can fit Connor Lamb's shoes there. But in 17th district, Keith Rothfuss is in big trouble, and I think because Connor Lamb outperformed Trump's margins by a wide margin in a similar district, and in a year, sorry to sound like a broken record, but in a year that the wins are in favor of the Democrats, Keith Rothfuss is in big trouble. And in the 10th district, Scott Perry should be fine, but this is a district where Trump only won by 8.9, and the Trump-Obama voters are a bit of a wild card there, so we'll put it in likely for now. South Carolina, 1st district, you have a Trump supporter beating the current Republican in a primary, making it an open seat. In the district, the president won by 13 points, and in this year, you can't be too sure in that kind of scenario. So that's likely. South Dakota and Tennessee, everyone's safe. Texas, that should be toss up. So these 2 districts down here, these are heavily Latina districts, and again, we're seeing in record numbers in some cases Latinas getting out to vote for Democrats here. These 2 districts are currently held by the Republicans, and I think the 2 Republicans here are in pretty big trouble. Will Hurd and John Culberson. We also have 2 teeny tiny districts in Houston and Dallas, respectively, that I think they're favored to go to the GOP now, but could very easily become competitive in November because of the whole being in urban areas thing. Now, Utah, another urban Republican, Mia Love, representing the Salt Lake City area, is favored to win, although is expected to be close between her and Ben McAdams. Mia Love, there was a new poll came out showing her up by 4 points against Ben McAdams. In Virginia, Barbara Comstock is currently the underdog to win a re-election. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. Because this district, while the whole rest of the country was going in the direction of Trump, this district doubled down. It went further in favor of Clinton, and then it went heavily in favor of Ralph Northam in 2017 gubernatorial election. And I think in this district, like 5 or 6 GOP incumbents in the state House of Delegates were swept away by the blue wave. Why do I expect Barbara Comstock to be any different? I don't know. And that's why I'm putting this in lean Democrat. In the 5th district, I also think this is a toss-up. This is where the retiring Republican Tom Garrett is retiring. And this is a area where Democrats are doing stellar in. Again, Democrats are doing stellar in this Northern Virginia area, and the 5th district is partly in Northern Virginia and is an open seat, and I think that's what makes it toss-up, even though Trump won here by 11 points. We have 2 other seats here in the area where Democrats are doing exceptional in, the 2nd and the 7th. Those aren't open seats, though, and I think they are slightly favored at this point to stay with their incumbents. Let's see, we got Washington, the 8th district. That's currently toss-up, although it's almost rated as lean Republican, because Dino Rossi here won this district in as many times he's run statewide, and he also has a very large campaign war chest, so that can become lean Republican before too long. But as of right now, it's toss-up, because it's an open seat that Clinton won. In the 5th district, Kathy McMorris Rogers might be in danger because of Spokane, but probably not. West Virginia, the only potentially competitive district here is in the 3rd district, where you have a lot of Democrats who vote Republican. Because, like, this is Appalachia. You have the Democrats who simply are Democrats in name only. They vote Republicans. They're registered Democrats, but they vote Republican. However, you have the Democrat here who can kind of bring back some of those Democrats, maybe. But again, that's a very uphill battle in a Trump plus 50 district. Finally, Wisconsin. 2 competitive districts here, the 1st and the 6th. This is Paul Ryan's seat right here, actually. He's retiring, and you have a lot of Democrats who would be good fits for the districts if they were elected. And I think that makes a toss-up. In the 6th district, you have a well-funded Democrat opponent against a Republican in Trump-Obama country. Again, Trump-Obama voters are the wild card, and that's what makes this lean Republican. The Sabato has it as like that. I think it's lean because he might be in trouble. The incumbent Republican there, Glenn Grotham, because of the wild card of those Trump-Obama voters. Then Wyoming is safe. Liz Cheney is pretty much a shoo-in for re-election at this point. So let's go back to the state, the national-wide map. This is the map if you want to look at it at large. As we can see, a lot of colors on the map. Now, let's look at the generic congressional ballot. Generic congressional ballot. Now, so what do we think of the race for Congress overall? I think it's a toss-up, and allow me to show you why. Generic congressional ballot. So, Let's go to the generic congressional ballot. Let's see. Real clear politics. Let's, there we go. So right now the Democrats have a 7-point lead on the generic congressional ballot. Let's take a look at 2006 midterm elections. Democrats had a similar lead, 7.9. So let's look at Cook Political Report. Let me see if I can find the article. I'm not going to try to find the article. Basically, what Cook Political Report said is that the higher a party's lead in the generic congressional ballot is, the more toss-up seats they're going to win. And in this scenario, in 2006, Democrats won 55% of the toss-ups. Now, the current setup is Democrats plus 7, is a little bit lower than that. So we're going to say they win 53% of the toss-ups. So there's 27 toss-ups right now. I'm going to do some quick phone calculations here. So 0.27 times 53, 14. Okay, so we add that to 201. 201 plus 14. So if history is right, then Democrats are on track to get 215 seats in the Congress. That is 3 short of what they need to get 218, which is what they need to have in order to have the House majority. So it's essentially toss-up. If my forecast race right now is 221 GOP to 215 Democrat, that's the forecast right now. So it's essentially toss-up because Democrats can find 3 more wins of the 435 districts than they have the majority. So I think it's toss-up at this point. This would be really exciting. Election cycle, I mean. It's really exciting to see such a close House competition. All right, that's my House predictions. Thanks for watching. Bye.